New at 4 in today's Community Focus, 2 local hospitals are on the brink of closure and SNAP benefits are still not flowing from the federal government. Here to talk about that and more, Governor Dan McKee, thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for the invite, Kim.
So let's start with the hospitals. Today, as we know, a judge in Texas heard from the bankrupt owner of Fatima Hospital and Roger Williams Medical Center. They're asking to close at the end of the year if the state doesn't take them over. As we know, these hospitals are crucial to the healthcare system. We're still seeing the impact of Memorial Hospital closing. And they're also major employers. And actually, just in the last hour, Governor, I learned from the House Speaker that Prime Healthcare might be interested in buying these 2 hospitals. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. Can you get us up to speed on what's happening here?
Well, first of all, we're not going to have another Memorial Hospital.
Okay.
And that's what people need to know. We're doing everything we can to make sure the hospital operations continue. And we're looking at all the options possible. Yes, that's true that that Prime is in the mix. That's been brought to us through Rick Charest, who's our Secretary of the OHSS, right, and his connection with that thing. So we've been working with that company as an alternative to the Centurion organization.
Is that close to getting across the finish line? I mean, we're up against this deadline potentially of the end of the year of these hospitals closing. Do you think that that deal will close in time, or is there a contingency plan for the state to take these hospitals over?
Well, maybe the state may need to step in and then do a receivership of strategy and bring Prime in if that's the case. But at this point in time, Centurion we're still trying to get that over the finish line.
Okay.
But the main issue is we do not want that hospital to close, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen, and I'm confident that the hospital will continue operations.
The other major story we've been tracking, SNAP benefits, of course. The Trump administration says they will at least partially fund this month's benefits, but it's still confusing for a lot of people in terms of what amount they'll get and when that money will come. But I know the state has stepped in to help people as well. So what do you want Rhode Islanders who receive SNAP to know about what's available to them right now?
Well, first, what I want President Trump to know that partial is the key word there, right? They're not made fully whole. We have 140,000 people in the state of Rhode Island that need those benefits. Those benefits are needed around the country. It's a red and blue state issue. So what we have done is we've opened up a TANF dollars. We announced the other day that $6 million would go towards families with children in the households. We're still working on households without children, because those are people, seniors and others, that are being impacted very negatively. And then we've also engaged our Rhode Island Food Bank, the Rhode Island Foundation. People can go to Rhode Island Foundation, make a donation. And all our local pantries through our local municipal leaders are all engaged, including Elijah Project and Pawtucket. So we're doing everything we can to make sure that people have food on the table. But quite frankly, President Trump has had the ability to fund this, and he has not done it, even though he's been told he can, and now the courts have told him he can, and now he's moving ahead with a partial allocation of funds. And
so just to be clear, people who are receiving benefits through the WIC program, the Women, Infants, and Children program, if they check their balance, they will have some money on them.
And we've allocated dollars that were under the state control to make sure that we get through November.
Okay.
And then we'll have to deal with December if, in fact, that Washington can't get its act together here.
Yeah, we will wait and see.
And the other thing on that, too, the fight for the health care is important, Kim.
Sure.
Right? We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of cost to ratepayers in the state of Rhode Island if they pass that bill as it has been presented. We're standing with our congressional delegation.
And I know you had a big event on that just yesterday. We have more on that right now on WPRI.com. I want to ask you about the oversight hearing on the Washington Bridge scheduled for later this month. You welcomed the hearing, but expressed some concern about testimony under oath and how that might impact the ongoing legal action in this case. We had Director Peter Alviti here. He said he would testify under oath. Have your concerns about that been allayed at all?
Well, we're still waiting for direction from the state's attorneys and from the Attorney General's office. There's been meetings there over this week, last week as well, to determine how we're going to proceed. So we're just looking for guidance from the attorneys that are, filing the lawsuit against the people that I think we should be held accountable, the people who actually did the inspections. That bridge was unrepairable, and we were told that it could be repairable. So we're pursuing that. But we'll wait for guidance, and we welcome the oversight. We can talk about how we're tearing down the old bridge, building a new bridge, putting money in place to get the thing done, and we know that it's a problem for people, but I'm the governor that's actually going to get a bridge built that's going to last for 100 years.
Would it be possible for you to tell someone like Director Alviti not to testify under oath?
No, okay. That's not the point. We're going to take directions from our attorneys relative to how it impacts the lawsuit that I think is really important for the state of Rhode Island. But we're happy to be there and testify.
We're almost out of time, but I just wanted to ask you very quickly, 30 seconds or less. You announced last week a tax credit for a local business to create 370 new jobs. Can other companies get this as well?
Absolutely. New companies in. We're building companies all the time. We're very pleased that Moody's just came out and said that there's 2 states in New England that are in recession. Rhode Island's not one of them. So we're not first in and last out any longer, and we're doing everything we can. Bring all the jobs forward. We're happy to help make that happen.
All right, we're out of time. Governor Dan McKee, thanks so much for being here.
Okay, Kim, thanks.